Hello, today we're going to be assembling the main ring gear for the AgOpenGPS universal steering system. It's one size fits most setup, and it goes onto your steering wheel with zip ties. So I just freshly printed these 3D parts. I've got kind of an exploded view here of all of the parts you'll need. And the tools you'll need 2 7/16 wrenches if you live in Canada or US, and probably everybody else is using M6, so they got 2 10mm wrenches. All right, so first thing you got to do is print off 3 of these with your 3D printer. I tried something a little new with these ones. Instead of just letting it print off, I selected the ironing option, and it kind of actually worked pretty good. It made the top of the teeth look nice and sealed. And features on this, it's got this neat elongated hole here so that you can sneak the bolt through, and it's got a pin for alignment, and yeah, it works pretty good. I wasn't too sure about it at first. I don't actually print off any of the like full gears anymore, because this seems to be working so well that why should you take a steering wheel off a tractor? Okay, so to assemble this, I'm sure some of you have already just assembled it. It's fairly simple. You take a bolt, you stick a washer on the bolt. I like washers, they distribute the load. And then you put it in kind of like straight on. And I just printed these off, so they might be a little bit hard to get in, but we'll see what's going on. Of course, when you're trying to do it, but okay, we'll do this one here. It's probably gonna go in better. Okay, so that's how they usually go through. So you just feed them all through, so you got them all ready to go. That's 2. Let's try this one again. Sometimes the, oh, there we go. That's what was blocking me. So, like, since they're new, some of the support material's still in there, and that's causing me a little grief, but nothing too bad. It'll work itself out. Oh, see, there, oh, but I forgot a washer. One thing, they shouldn't just fall apart. There we go. Got a washer, and through we go. So you take any 2, and then you just sort of insert it through. Another washer goes right here. Then an aircraft nut. So if I have a really, oh, and you might have to like open it up a little bit there to just get the nut on. Once the nut's on, you're good. Okay, so if I had a really big steering column, I wouldn't tighten it yet, or I actually just wouldn't tighten it till I had it around the steering column. And so you get 2 together, put it around the steering column, get your 3rd one, and then get it through, and then get a washer for it. And then the aircraft nut. I like the nylock nuts because there's no backing off. Once they're on, they're on. Okay, so here's the only trick, and possibly why I'm making this video. So you want to stretch this out a little bit, and it'll stretch, don't worry. And then you're gonna have to kind of force it. There we go, and in it goes. So don't worry, you won't break your gear to do that. It takes a little bit of force, but it comes right back together. And then, so if this was on the steering column, we'd have it around, and the steering wheel would be on top. So now, getting this thing tightened. So you take your 2 wrenches. That's the only thing I found so far that fits in there because it's too tight for a ratchet. And you just start tightening it up. And then how tight do you tighten it? You can tighten it pretty tight. I'm sure there is someone out there that is, you know, strong enough to over-tighten it. And I'm not putting out a challenge here, but I think you'd be trying pretty hard to over-tighten it. But yeah, it just, once it gets snugged up a little tighter than that, she should be good. You don't have to go like ultra He-Man on it. Kind of like, oh yeah, that's a bad example, pipe fitting tight. Kind of a little past spark plug tight. So that'd be a quarter turn past bottom. But we'll see here. I'll tighten it, this one good and tight. Okay. And oh, that's pretty darn tight. All right, so once it's tight, like it's rigid, and with that alignment pin in there holding the other outer side, as you can see, like the gap in there is pretty much non-existent. It just kind of melds into one. When I was doing the AutoCAD drawing, I just kind of had the main gear and just sliced the absolute smallest value at an angle, and there you go. That is your 3-segment gear. And then you would put your zip tie through, make sure that you use the same holes, and make sure that when you put the zip ties through, they go around the steering wheel, like you'd have your 3 spokes. Make sure they go around and they tuck smaller than the radius of whatever the spoke is underneath. Because if you have them like over the spoke like this, it'll kind of rattle free. If you have it going right around and then back in, then it'll hold no problem. All right, that is it. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.